Okay, I just wanted to make a little video about sometimes what happens when I have to make adjustments when creating art. So this painting in particular right here in the background of this elk that I did, as you can see, the background is quite textured. Well, the original painting, when I completed it, had more of a flat background. Sometimes what I do is I do an acrylic underpainting. So this background right here was all in acrylic paint. It was sort of, it's like a white, gray, cream tone. And anyway, it looked really good, but it was flat. And then with the elk, I used oil and painted over the acrylic to make it really pop. Well, when I put on this frame, this floating frame behind me, as I was drilling the screws into the frame, I actually drew, one of the screws went right through this little part right here of the canvas and made a big hole. And so, anyway, I kind of got in trouble a little bit because I felt like I kind of ruined the painting. But with art especially, you know, you can always make adjustments and, you know, try and create something even better. And that's what I did here. And so I'm going to tell you how I did this real quick. Okay, so I actually got some Liquitex gloss gel. It's like an acrylic gel. And I took it to the little area where I put a hole through the canvas, and I just took my palette knife and I spread it across the hole. The back of the canvas and the front I put together as best I could, and with the gel kind of glued it together. But this gel on the canvas is see-through. And so once it completely dried, you can still see the hole, and it sort of makes this yellow gloss over the top. So then what I decided to do was I decided to get some oil paint, titanium white and flake white. Flake white is a little bit thicker and it tends to dry faster. Titanium white oil paint flows better. And so I decided to mix the two with a little bit of sepia tone. It's Rembrandt sepia oil. And as you can see, this is kind of a mess, but I did a mixture of the white and the sepia, and I used one of these cheap brushes that I always get from Ace Hardware, foam brush. And I started around the corners and I went around the whole painting. And then I used the palette knife to scoop up like that. And I completely textured the entire painting. I did use some liquid because white, especially titanium white, it's one of the longest oil paints that, you know, as far as drying times go. And so I added some liquid. To the titanium white and to the flake white, mixed it all together and did a very, very thick layer over the top. And so that hole that was in the painting, it's no longer there. You can't see it. So I resolved the issue, but what's cool at the same time is I also think I made a better painting. I think the textured aspect of the background really adds some dynamo to the whole painting and makes it more dynamic. So as you can see, the texture on the paint canvas actually looks really unique. It looks really dynamic. Not for everybody, but I think it works here. Here is where the hole was. But when you bring it back, you know, and there's so much texture involved, you don't worry about it as much. And now it looks like a dynamic painting. Anyway, just a little tip on what to do sometimes when things go wrong with paintings. And anyway, stay tuned for more tips. Thank you.